and he is here to help you guys kind of get warmed up today. That's all we need to do.
Cool, awesome. So we're going to play a little game, just get everybody moving. All right, so what do we have? All right, we're going to have 2 groups on, 1 group off. All right, we're going to go for a minute at a time. We're going to move the ball and communicate. So we're going to go 1 minute on if you're on attack. So you have the ball for a minute. Okay. You're going to have the ball for a minute. You're going to move the ball around any direction. Your goal is to score as many points in the 1 minute as you possibly can. Right, we're going to work on communicating, moving into space, and being as active as we possibly can. This is a little bit of a warm-up, all right? So we're going to do this, and I'll turn you back over to the coaches, and they can do whatever they want after that. Looking behind you here, fellas, you've got a big square, all right? You have a big square here. This is our grid. All right, so that yellow cone there, you can see it right there. That's the other corner. So let me show you. This is the far corner of the grid. You also have 5 zones inside that grid. 4 small ones in the corner are worth 1 point each. The one in the middle is worth 3. Now, you can pass in any direction. So that means forward pass here, that's fine. But I want to see rugby passes only. I don't want to see any of this. That's what the whole team is. I don't want to see any of this. Okay? I want to see hands out ready, push passes or spin passes and get the ball into space. What you can do is when you have the ball, you cannot move. So my job would be to pass, move. Now we're going to do a zone. Points for my team. 2 more rules. Okay? You cannot, if you're a defending team, you cannot block, you cannot get right up close. Right? You have to let them score. You can knock the ball down. Right? So you kind of only score. So if I've just scored in that box there, I cannot score in that box again myself for the remainder of the 1 minute. Well, the rest of my teammates can score in that box, but I cannot. Does that make sense? So can I score in that box again? No. Why? Because I already scored. Okay, so let's get 2 groups in, 1 group on the side. 2 groups in, 1 group on the side. We need 1 more. Good, well done. Look at that, you're outside. No, stop. Time out. That would count. You have to pass from the outside into the square, okay? So I'll give you 1 for there, 1 for here. Pass out. That's good. Way to listen. Ooh, I'm not going to do that. We step back in. You're out there. Where's the space? Oh, shit, Where's the space? Where's the space? Come on, move.
Look here.
What were we working on then? What did I challenge you guys to do? Find space. How did we do with that? If you guys want me to be honest, mediocre. Alright, okay? First time you've done it, it's a new game, right? Maybe it's a little bit different. You've got to remember, when a coach gives you an instruction, focus on trying to achieve that, right? Show them that you can follow those instructions, alright? Yes, there's a time to be creative, and you had some space within here to do that, but to start off with, you guys were so focused on shipping the ball all the way around, right? And that's not what your skill set is. Your guys' skill set right now is that you're fast and you're like, move quickly, move into space, pass the ball quickly, you score more points. The reason that one team scored 6 more points than everybody else is because they made quick, short passes, they communicated well, and they moved into space, all right? How did we do with our communication as we went through the rounds? Did it get better? Yeah. I would agree. I think it did get better. Remember, boys, keep it simple. Think about what the instructions are, what the goals are for what you're doing. We're doing the best to try and execute. Does that make sense? Any questions for me? Do you guys feel like you're going a little bit more? Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. Coach, I'll turn it back over to you.
Awesome. I said 1 question. So, how does this relate to the game that you play?
Finding space and talking, trying to move more.
Yeah. What about the big, long passes, the hard passes to make?
They don't work because they'll just adjust to the pass.
So if we kind of keep things under our control at this age, You know, when you guys are 19, you'll be able to whip those passes. But at this point, you know, like we said, short, easy passes, keeping it simple. And this team that did that, I saw, just really succeeded in what you guys are doing. So awesome. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. The U17s, that obviously the ability to make sure there's a lot of intensity within that group. Trying to encourage that group that it's okay to make mistakes, that they really need to focus on listening to what the coach is asking them to do, trying their best to implement that without the fear of making mistakes.
Ready, go!
To focus on
Good job, defense. That's right. Right, didn't recognize the space early enough. Want to get quick hands. Here we go. Ready, go! Good. Okay, so fellas, let's one quick thing. This is the edge here. Let's stay inside. Then we go. Make sense? Okay. Here we go. Ready? Let's go. Ready, go! Space outside, Harvard, space outside. Okay, good job, defense. That's right. New group. Right? Didn't recognize the space early enough in communication. We've got to get quick hands. Here we go. Let's go. BNC. Ready, go! Good. Okay, so fellas, let's one quick thing. This is the edge here. Let's stay inside. This defender here coming up. Why do you think I've staggered the defenders? Why is there a guy further up than everybody else? Pressure on that first ball carrier. What else? Staggering the line. What does that force you to do as a defensive group? Right? What do you think about your defensive line speed? It was mediocre, boys, all right? But you haven't played together yet, right? It's new. So what I want you guys to do is connect here and focus on your line speed coming up defensively. All right? So you, as that first person, you need to connect with these guys. Your guys' job is to connect with him, and we got a nice defensive front. You only have to focus on two things, line speed and what channel you're in. Do one thing. Find the go into it. Okay? I'm coming up into I'm in the first channel here. Right? I'm in the channel here. Standing across here. I'm so worried about catching the ball that as I'm now I'm making a decision. It's too late. I need to be catching and here, bang, skills. That's why I need your hips open, your feet ready, and your hands ready so you can get the ball where it needs to go. Okay, here we go. Let's try to get to the outside. The gap has been inside the last two in a row. Let's communicate where the hole is. Let's get the ball there quickly. Okay? All right. Let's go B and B. Yeah, I got you. Good. That's the hole. Right? Okay, remember, let's make sure we take that step back. All right? And then we attack in. Let's go. Ready, go!
Sadly.
Ready, go! On your right. Right. One more outside.
Fellas in behind, where was the space? Yes, B, right? B was the space.
For the defense.
Ready, go!
Connect.
Hey, wide, one more!
Yes, okay, that's better, right? The channel. I want the ball coming in. Ball here, outside leg. Back. You need to be on.
And then in. I want you to focus on setting your attack. Right? If you all start at the same time, what's going to happen to your attack? I'm getting you guys to go back and adjust. Game the other day, when you finally got the ball on a tackle at the time, you find that you were getting the ball behind you, and you weren't having momentum because you were flat, right? Because you were flat. Okay, so here you're focusing, getting back, right? One goes, two goes, three goes, and then we come into the grid. Now, boys, we jump in. Right?
Under pressure. Open under pressure decision making.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of
So, I asked you guys to stand, make decisions under pressure, and then try your best to communicate and execute. All right? I want to see you guys in the pace and intensity. Right? And I got better at the end, but it only got better once I told you it. That's you need to find a way to get yourself to every drill is with maximum intensity. I'm not going to speak for these guys, but I think your coaches would rather see you putting a lot of effort in, trying to execute, trying to put yourself in a situation to be successful, than being cautious, being like, I don't make any mistakes, I'll make the team. Right? That's not what they know what they know what they do. I want to see you guys trying. Here, I was really happy with the effort that you put in to try and do what I was asking you. You were trying to communicate with the space, you were trying to execute. What I didn't like was the catch pass skills. Didn't think that they were as catching the ball here, moving across the chest. A lot of swing down, all right, and a lot of stepping with the ball. All right, so as Leanna's in the channel outside me and I get the ball here and I go like this. Deservedly so. I want to hold my space, catch, and put her in a situation. For a minute, stuff defensively, last point, what you can well communicated well, as we're focusing more on that connection and coming up together. The time you guys come up good and then slow down and stop and let the attack get what they wanted, rather than just saying, we're on defense, we're going to shoot down. Put the mindset down. Questions for them? Is that feedback fair?
Yeah.
I think so. All right.
So you guys, like, as far as like when we get into our hands over there, that's what we're looking for. Like I was just saying to Scott, you guys come with us with a lot of bad habits. No offense. We don't have a lot of time to break those things down. So when you do those 2 minutes, no mistake, the guys that are standing on the other end and are watching, are you watching that they're skating? Are you watching that they're reaching? Right? Are you watching yourself do that? That's what he's talking about. Right? And not lowering your hand. If you watch Dano, he went here and went right across. And I think the only people on this team who really punch the balls through like that are us 9. The rest of us really need to work. That transfers over to that team. Okay? I shouldn't say no mistake. Now, let's go over there and make mistakes, but like transfer the ball, at least the mechanism better. Okay, moving forward. Yeah. Okay.
So we'll go with lead latch tip, lead being up player at the front, latch being player closest to the ball, tip being player furthest away. Guy in the back, being on bucket ball option. So we're just going to grip this ball on the line, right? See. Maybe I'll get the over here. Coming off line, we're just going to go pod, right? Up through pod, up through pod. We're going to add in the bucket ball. Pressure on this one. This is where the defensive line is going to be. The ball is coming from the ruck over there. Right. So the codes are just a guideline. This is how I like to have the symbol. Latch to the inside. What's the latch? Why? For me, is the inside. The only time that it's really ever going to be an option is if we've gone this way in 2 phases, snapped back this way. We have 2 defenders that are really aggressive up here on Gav, and it sees the ball on the inside as an option because they haven't formed around. Does that make sense?
go right over here. I don't want to see him take the straight up. Attack it between here. Take the ball on the outside. What angle? So good, mate. This line to the outside shoulder of this hand. So this is your defender. We're at the truck of the defender. Taking the ball on. Let's rep this through for a couple of minutes. Alright? And then we'll move on. Alright? Okay? Here we go.
To run a more aggressive line, right? Because we're trying to take advantage of the fact that this defender is KDB. Couple questions we haven't asked. You want us running straight at the defender? For now, yes. Right? If this was a real human being, where would we be attacking? Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Right? What does that mean? Well, why? To the outside. Okay, so outside shoulder. Right? Why the outside shoulder? It's facing the guy. If I'm coming up here, right, let's pass the ball. Outside shoulder. You leave the spot. Now, just want to focus on getting this line right. Then, I didn't say very loud. Yeah, I know, man. Okay. So, I'm going to simply go move the line, right? I just want to be clear. I'm going to see is attacking. This here, if I'm doing this, right here, what's going to happen? Be aggressive. What are you going? How are you guys going to carry the ball in here? You get low. You're going to attack it hard to the outside. Pop it, you put it in. Primary goal here is attacking the line. Everything else is being done. I want to make sure that in control. Some of you, super wild. A lot of the time, the tip line voice is coming through so hard. You hear like this. Something. Hands are here. Okay? I know you can't run like this. I don't want this, but what I want to see a little bit more of is here as we're coming up. Yep, yeah. Get the hands ready, get the hands up and close. Because this opportunity, these tip lines they don't come off very often. Right, so if we're taking advantage of them, we want to make sure we are ready for it. That our hands are where we are. Don't have our hands down here. This guy, attack the game line in a realistic way. Tip, execute this line. So, before you hear the bang, hands on the ground going off. We've got to be in control. We've got to be powerful, but we have to be in control of what we're doing. For the lads, your one job is to secure this ruck or clear away any danger. You go right off your feet because you're far enough in the situation. Having to help clean up these hands. Make sense? Okay? So, what can we look at from a defensive perspective? It's a lot of what's that leave elsewhere? Space. Yeah. Try to ask us questions that you know the answers to so that we can also confidently. So let's move on. So what I was gap out there on that first card, and let's get a second pod set up over there. There's a gap on lead. Great. So when we come don't worry about what, just kind of get set up. Let's use the cones as the guide. We're playing as if we're an open play. Right, so this has come from a ruck, probably the right side of the field. We're playing out to the left side of the field where the space is. That means if we're playing in a 1-3-3-1 system, we have a forward over there, like 115 or 125 pounds, probably a scrappy ruck. Now we're attacking the line hard. behind the tip. That means that the tip option needs to be right like this, so that there is space for the ball to go flat or in behind. So let's walk it through. Okay? 2, 1, okay? Right. Across. But that tip, right? The tip has to run hard. The person in the back, the bucket person, or whatever you guys end up calling it, they are the person that makes the call. If you're in the lead spot, you go shit and pull the ball back. There's nobody there, or it's a, no offense, somebody with poor ball handling skills. Our focus here is being physical and getting the ball over the line for the most part. If we end up with a forward here, it may happen. Right now, in game, you don't need to worry about being in. Let those guys deal with it. You guys make the space so that they can execute it. So for now, when I see someone in this spot, this person needs to call it. We don't have defenders right now because our numbers are not super high. So we're going to come in here and we have 2 options. Play through just like we just did, or okay, I will pop in behind here and I will call a full option and I'll play it to a second pod. Make sense?
Would it be a second phase if you just went to the first one?
If we go up here, will there be a second phase?
Yeah.
We can play a second phase. Play a second phase. So that means you're going to come and say go in, play it onto the second pod. Okay? Yeah, that's good. All right, here we go. Ready? Yeah, go. Yeah.
Again, the second thought.
Go.
Alright, so it's important, boys, when we go through this stuff here, ideally we have defenders, you guys run the bags, you have good ball contact. It's hard to do this when we don't have that. The challenge then is to make it as real for yourselves as possible. You have to have the intensity, you have to be running the right angles, you have to be asking questions. What is the purpose of a red? Suck them in. To then do what? To create what? Space. Right? To create space for backs and other phases. Okay? What is the purpose of a white? To attack that space. To attack that space. Pods typically are here when we practice pods. They're very stationary. In reality, you guys are getting up, moving, and getting into space. They need to be dynamic. If you guys come up at PLCs, you set up this flat like we were here, you're gonna get blown up every single time. You need to find a way to come from depth and be dynamic. As you approach the gain line, make some kind of move, be aggressive, look for a weakness and exploit it. The goal here, boys, is not to score first phase. The goal is to build a platform, to manipulate the defense and then move the ball into that space. The reason that you guys are so important is you guys create that space. You decide how the other team is going to play defense. If you're aggressive and you move your pods into the right place at the right time from depth and you execute, it becomes easy. Okay, you guys are good with the reds and the whites. Yeah. What I don't want to hear from Coriali is the next time you run this, guys are looking at on the lines, guys are not in position, we're not communicating, not using the red and white language. Alright? Do it properly. Okay? Understood? Good boys. Thank you very much. I have to go home.
Thank you, Coach. Dan Haynes, head coach of UBC Okanagan men's rugby team, to come out here to tour U15s, 17s, and boys. Doing a little bit of stuff. So with the U15s, just look at the basics. Lots of communication. The skill basics are kind of starting to take shape with that age group. So making sure the hands are in the right place, feet are in the right place, but really focusing on the communication side. At that age, I find that there's pretty much trying to do things that are beyond the skill set. Execute details very early. Trying to do as we are in the more communication, more working on the ball. I think we're really good trying. It's okay to make mistakes, that they really need to focus on listening to what the coach is asking them, trying the best to implement that without the fear of making mistakes.
skills. See them, but they took the lead really well. The next time we go this is basics. U19s, they just on some basics. Just look at how what we were able to do is just go through what the ball setup is. So what each player in that field is responsible for, what they're supposed to be doing when they're on and off the ball. Once contact has been made, what is their next job? Always get guys to think about how they can do these two, and then moving through being proactive and being able to be part of the phase to come. What is the next acronym I find very applicable, things like that. We then lay it in a little bit more, trying to add in some pull ball options, so forwards attacking the line, bringing the ball out the back, then shipping it out to the separate defense, then talking about the game. Be too many people coming through the 15s to 19 age haven't been asked the question of why, and been given actual and understand the why and get them that confidence to really try it.